challenge. I can tell you I do a lot of Facebooking. However young people are going to communicate, the key is building a relationship. I think it's real important that we're going to do things by the book and do things by the correct rules. But I can tell you I think it's also important that you're able to build a relationship with young people, because the worst thing we can do is bring someone to Pitt that doesn't fit. And so we spend a lot of time utilizing those things, whether it be Skype, whether it be Facebook. That's kind of what kids that's how they're communicating. So that's I think those things are good as long as they're controlled and they're not invasive when it comes to players' academics or their time or their family. So we utilize a lot of those things, but I do think that the other side, a lot of times people think that those things aren't good, but I do think it's important that you're able to have the opportunity to build relationships with them where you get to know them. We don't get to, as head coaches, we don't get to go out on the road in the spring. I don't like that. I'd like to be able to go out on the road. When you go out on the road, our assistant coaches, they can't talk to players in the spring, and I wish we could do that. I wish kids had the opportunity to have official visits in June, because they're all coming on the unofficial visits, having to pay their own dime. So there's a lot of things that are kind of my own opinion, but I'm all about building relationships with them and making sure you get the right fit for because it's different for each individual where the best place is for them to fit in.
And Tom, when you were coming up, you didn't have the texting, am I correct?
Right.
You didn't have all that bombardment of information. How do you see this?
I can see it being a problem if you text the wrong thing, or things can get taken out of context, through the Facebooks or through texting and things like that. And there's nothing really secretive about it. At least when I was getting recruited, they would tell me little things about another program that they wouldn't write. You know what I mean? So if I did say, well, you said this, it's basically my word against theirs. But if you say something and it get taken out of context, and you text the wrong thing or say the wrong thing through a text or an email, it can put the whole school, the whole program in jeopardy and things like that. So you got to watch yourself now with the whole recruitment thing. You know what I mean? I think it's a little bit more dangerous now than it was back then.
Steve, what is your perspective on recruiting and how it's changed for you over the years?
Well, I mean, I still believe it's all about building relationships. It's about having great relationships with the high school coaches. I think, one thing I've seen is some of the younger coaches coming up don't have the same relationships because of things like Facebook, and because of these deals, they have a tendency to get right to the kids. And I just am a believer that it starts with the high school coach, and I think it starts with guidance counselors, and I think you build those champions in those buildings, and that's the way that I was brought into this business. You won't see me on Facebook. I mean, I'm archaic. So, but I like to talk to people on the phone, hear a real voice, really want to see somebody on the campus and see a real face and look at them in the eye. But I'm not saying that's right, that's me. Guys on our staff certainly are involved with Facebook and all those other kind of, I guess you call them, social networks or something like that. I don't know. Not for me. My kids know that, I don't even like computers, so, I'm probably the wrong guy to ask. But what I do like is, I like looking somebody in their eye. I want to have a man-to-man conversation with somebody. I want to look parents in their eye. I want to let them know that their son's going to be fine. Those are the kind of things I still believe in. So if that's old school, that's where I would lie on all